Hello. I actually did find a bonfire this time, and I have a friend too. So, here we go. Well, I just wanted to discuss the US economy and a lot of the strategies that these mega corporations are taking. In lieu of people talking about Harley Davidson and what Harley Davidson has done, you know, pay in mind all the other companies that have done that. Going woke, I mean. Going woke for a paycheck, right? An upfront paycheck. But basically they they sell the soul of their company for a large payout of from a globalistic conglomerate of of equal parts political or equal parts socio-political, economic, um, judicial, celebrity, scientific, and corporate. Of a super group consisting of all those different types that are at the highest levels of power of countries, of corporations, of religious organizations, of even nonprofits, and medical and scientific organizations, media organizations, 100%. In fact, every media organization is in on this, actually. Not every corporation is, but most of them are. But basically, it's the woke agenda, the globalistic woke agenda. What happens, basically, is that the company, like what Harley Davidson has done, basically outsources to an Asian country where the labor is either Asian or African, where the labor costs are orders of magnitude lower. They may keep, but likely will increase, actually, the cost of their products and services while promoting the DEI agenda. I mean, not needless to say that the jobs lost from being outsourced to the foreign country, but also the jobs that do persist are now being affected by DEI, which is terrible. But not only that, it's subject to just about everything that they can get away with, they'll do. If they can cut your hours to cut costs, and then get different employees, or they'll just however they can cut costs, they'll do it. Basically, they will try to figure out a way to not have to pay as much while being able to get the most that they can out of what they're paying for, which makes sense. But they're a part of this agenda of silencing people who don't have the same opinions, and of basically homogenistically wielding all of the power so that they can basically exact an authoritarian regime over any country, over anyone, really, over anyone, unchecked, completely unchecked. But this is what I'm saying. All of that they're doing is that they're funneling all the money away from everyone and reallocating it up to the very few, and then they're distributing it based off of what they want to have happen. So they are quite literally the movers and shakers of just about everything that goes on. You know, they're the things that shut things down. They're the things that make things globalistic sensations. You know, they're the things that make everything, you know, like what they did with Trump. If they need to put out a narrative, they'll put out a narrative. You know, they'll use that social engineering media machine, and they'll just blast out bullshit. And the thing is, the whole problem with that is that if it gets imbalanced enough, they'll reallocate. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that.
Something else?
Anyway, they'll reallocate all of the money to those few, and what happens is, because of inflation, it won't really mean much. So they'll have to give like a shit ton, which may be effective, but the thing is, everyone will have been so effectively pushed out of the system so that it won't even matter. Either that, or they'll just create a system where they can push people out. Like, they'll keep people in, unless you do something that they disagree with, and then they'll, which is what they're trying to do, and then they will basically put a brand on you, like a mark, that makes it so that you can't get any jobs because you're not a part of DEI or whatever. That's what it is. And that's what they're trying to do. They're doing it in China. And they also want to create a social credit system. A social credit score system. They also want that. They also want complete control of the currency. Instead of allowing the currency to have the value that it has, they want to artificially inflate or deflate it. Artificially reallocate it to where they want it to, and they don't care how they have to do it. If they have to start a COVID to reallocate money, they'll do it. They'll do it. That's all.